Hey guys, how you doing? Josh Meeks here, Southern Clean Pressure Washing, Kansas City, Missouri. Um, Basically, just wanted to take a few minutes and tell you why I'm making a video. I'm going to start making videos here to try to be helpful and help some guys out. I know there's a lot of questions that get asked on a daily basis. Some are just repetitive and they keep going. So I'm going to try to make videos to help out, and whether it's you need help with parts, or you need help with, or not parts, I'm sorry, with equipment, or you need just regular help with business. I'm not charging for any of this. I don't really need the money. So I'm just doing it to give back. I've had a lot of great mentors over my years of power washing that have done great things for me, and this is another way for me to pay back. I talked to a lot of different guys on the phone here and there, and I try to do my best to help. So now that we're almost at a minute, basically the question that has been asked, and I've seen it asked a lot of times, and I've heard people say, "Man, this is a question that's asked a lot." So it's, should I use a power washer or a diaphragm pump or 12-volt system to soft wash with? Well, you can use both. I'm a big believer in having a bunch of different types of equipment because I like to have the job easy for my employees. I'm not out in the field like I used to be. About 97% of the time, I'm in the office handling paperwork, sales, stuff like that, and I have guys and crews that go out and take care of this stuff. So basically, what I'm going to sit here and do is I'm going to tell you some pros and cons of using a power washer, and then it'll kind of play into the same pros and cons or similar pros and cons for using a diaphragm pump or a soft wash system, whether it's gas powered or if it's a 12-volt system. So we're going to start off by doing this. Okay, if you're using a power washer, we all should know. If you don't know what this is called a downstream injector. I'm not going to get into the technical part of it, but it sucks chemical up through this hose here. You'll have a hose that comes off. It'll suck it up and push it through your hose so you can downstream. Okay. You'll also use a J rod. You have soap tips, you have rinse tips on this. Okay. The rinse tips shut the soap off at the downstream injector. The soap tips allow the soap to come onto the downstream injector. Not getting into the technical part of that. Okay. So basically, using a power washer to soft wash is perfectly fine. We do it. I know a ton of other guys that do it with great results, and it works. You'll have some cases of washing houses where you're going to apply your solution. You're going to let it sit, mainly on stuff like we have some houses here that are made out of concrete, drive it stucco, stuff like that, where it really sticks to the surface. And even though the mold or mildew is dead on there, it doesn't really come off with just a gentle rinse like it would with a vinyl siding house. So you're going to have to get a little bit more aggressive on it. Not enough to damage the surface, but something kind of agitate that and pull that stuff off there. So that's why I think power washing with soft washing works hand in hand, because we're applying the solution, we're killing what's on there, and then we're going to need to get a little bit more aggressive to rinse it off. Okay. So we use a power washer. We just switch over to our tips, and we just kind of get in there and get a little bit more aggressive on it, and it just comes right off. That's some pros. Now, some of the cons of using a power washer is, in some cases, doing houses like that with drive it or stucco or concrete or cement or brick or anything like that, it'll get down into the pores and it'll be a lot thicker than what a downstream injector can actually put out chemical ratio wise to actually kill it and get rid of that stain. You see a lot more of that when you're going into the commercial side of cleaning big buildings and stuff like that, hospitals, and pretty much any big type building that's made out of cement or stucco or stuff like that. You'll get into these stains that are very, very difficult to remove with downstream injecting, and that's why people use diaphragm pumps, in my opinion, and that's why we use them. So using a diaphragm pump, which I have one right here, this is a diaphragm pump. It's a deluxe from powerwash.com. It's 7 gallons a minute at 100 psi. That's what we use. That's an older pump. We have several sitting on the shelf back there, and we actually use a Maverick system, which we absolutely love it. what a 12 volt system or a soft washing system or whatever you want to call it does for you that a power washer can't do is it can apply your solution as strong as it needs to be applied. Uh, with a power washer, one of the cons is you're downstreaming it, so it's mixing with water inside the hose, which is diluting it even more. I think the max ratio it can put out is a 20-to-1, I believe. Now, you have other options for power washing. Like, you have X-Jets, okay? This is an X-Jet. They hook up to a power washer, and then you drop that hose down into a bucket, and it can give you a strength of like a 2-to-1. One of the issues with that is you got to carry the bucket around with you, and it's only like a 5-gallon pail, or you can do what some guys do. I know they carry like a fork truck dolly with them with a bigger jug on there. In my opinion, it's too much for me. It may work for other people, and that's perfectly fine. We're not here to say yays or nays on what they're doing. I'm just telling you what works for us, and you can take it how you want it. But an X-Jet is a very valuable tool if you're wanting to get a stronger solution on there. In my opinion, if you're going to be a power washing contractor, or if you're going to have employees handling your power washing contractor stuff like what we do, you're going to need all of it. A power washer is great to have. It opens up so many different opportunities for you. Having a downstream injector is great for you. Downstream your chemicals. It keeps them at a 20-to-1 ratio depending on how you mix them in your bucket. Having an X-Jet is very valuable. We use our X-Jet quite a bit on commercial jobs because we X-Jet our caustic on dumpster pads and stuff like that when we're working, okay? We don't downstream them anymore. We just like to get them on at a strong ratio. And I don't like to run caustic through my diaphragm pumps because I don't think it's good for them. We're already putting them with bleach, and I just don't want to have to keep doing that. So anyways, X-Jet, caustic. We'll also X-Jet some bleach when we're doing heavy driveways and stuff like that. So anyways, those are your pros and cons of using a power washer. Hope that answered your question. To the diaphragm pump, where it really is your money maker, in other words, where it really shines is doing like roof cleanings. You don't want to use a power washer on your roofs. Most of you guys should already know that. And if you are using a power washer on roofs, maybe you should look into possibly what a 12-volt system costs and see the benefits of what it can do for you. 12-volt system allows you to put on your chemical a little bit stronger. So not only will it benefit you on roofs, it can benefit you on large building cleans where you have lots of mold and mildew on there that maybe a power washer cannot downstream strong enough to get off. Dedicated pump would definitely do that for you. And then you could always go back with the power washer and rinse afterwards for a higher flowing volume. Now they have some systems out there that have higher flowing volumes with some of your gas powered soft wash kits. The industry has gotten a lot better with equipment nowadays. We don't have a gas powered one, so I'm not going to really talk on those as much, but I'm just telling you what I know and what's helped us over the years. So those are the reasons why you should have all of the equipment at your hands, and those are some pros and cons of either or. But it's all just advice. You guys can do whatever you want to do. And I hope you liked the video, and I'll try to make some more in the future. You guys have a great day. Josh Mink, Southern Clean Pressure Washing. Talk to you guys later. Bye.